All right, I got quite a bit of time. You know, my phone situation is horrible, you guys. Today is Saturday, Youth Day. It is October 8th. Happy birthday to all our Libras out there. I wanted to shoot this video to talk about race relations in America real briefly, economically. And I, just thank God for Nate Parker and the sacrifice him and his family made to do the movie. Haven't seen it yet, but just the process, and I'm a process guy. I love process. The process was extraordinary, and it appears to be paying off for him. So thank God for him. America must confront what's happening, what has always happened with black Africans and just race relations. And this video is centered around in black neighborhoods, when you have isolated, starved, and exploited black neighborhoods in Chicago, in Gary, and Detroit, wherever. It's by social construct. So it's not, we chose to do that. All right. It's not natural. We chose to do that through policies, attitudes, the whole 9 yards. We design neighborhoods. Please know that. If you don't know that, then you probably need to cut this video off, because what I'm going to say to you won't make sense. All right. So if you're Latino, and I have tons of Mexican, Latino brothers and sisters that know me, that rock with me, who know that I'm not racist at all. So I just want to put that out as a disclaimer right up front. But if you are Latino doing work in isolated, starved, and exploited black neighborhoods, whether it's landscaping, construction, whatever it is, this video is to relax you that this isn't about hurting your economic situation. This is about me helping to treat a problem with black people. Let me clarify that. If you're Latino, if you any Arab, Vietnamese, whoever, if you're doing work in the black community, extracting, which is a negative term, if it could be a negative term, taking money, making money in black neighborhoods, what I'm working on until God called me home is how to get black people to love themselves more so first. When you love yourself more so first, then you would know that when you give your money away, when you pay for something, you're empowering whoever you're giving the money to. All right. So every other group in America, I think, gets it. That's why they have a Chinatown, a Greek town, Pilsen, Ukrainian village. They understand that the money circulating amongst people they love allows their culture, which means way of life, to continue to grow, and for their next generations to have something to pass down. Now, for blacks, given what happened in this country and the fact that the world is afraid to say they're sorry for what they did globally to blacks, to Africans, we're living this constant lie, and we're trying to forget without reminding ourselves that the world has been built on free labor, and we've never even apologized for what has happened. And the people now who don't have a clue, you have the luxury of not having a clue because the table has been set. All right, so let me go back to blacks and when we spending money with other groups. There are Latino men selling from a cart in dangerous black neighborhoods all over this city. I've seen it in other cities as well. So again, to my Latino brothers, this isn't about you. It's a symbol that the self-hate among black people needs to be treated. If you have another group who can come in your isolated, starved, exploited neighborhood and make money and leave, and you got a black person who lived there and is killed, shot, raped, beaten, something is wrong mentally. So throw out the policing of crime and all that stuff. The self-hate, when I see a fellow brother that I want to annihilate him, is an issue. And if we allow the Latino community, anyone else, just say that's racist or racial, it's not getting to the heart of the matter, which is this hate for a person with the same skin color. So I'm saying that because we got to be comfortable making sure that our Latino brothers, our Arab brothers, all mankind, but something is wrong with my people, the black people, that when we see another brother, that we ready to feel threatened and want to eliminate the threat. I was on a block in 87th and Phillips, and the Latino brothers was moving someone. They was working, they was moving someone in. And the two brothers on the corner stared and mean mugged me. The whole while I was waiting for my wife to come downstairs, and they was watching me. And I'm black, and here these guys who are not black is going freely inside and out. And I said, wow, look at the self-hate. I mean, like, really, really, really? You see me as a threat instead of your brother, and you don't see this person as a threat who you don't know. You know what I mean? And that's the challenge for us, is why do we hate each other so much? And that's because of social construct. We've constructed this narrative and that so forth. So let me just go back to my premise here. In America, we must be able to talk about the isolation, starvation, exploitation in black neighborhoods. To treat this problem, it means that we're going to have to point out what some people may call, which is racist, that other people are coming in predominantly black neighborhoods, making money and leaving. That's going to have a short-term impact, if you will. Ultimately, it's your money. You spend your money how you choose to. But if we don't point out this self-hate in black neighborhoods, then we're going to continue to tap dance around the real issue, which is that self-hate. So again, if you making money, you non-black, you in black neighborhoods making money, we're going to be talking to black people about how to love each other, look to spend money with each other first. And when in doing that, you're keeping your culture, your way of life going, and that makes you more able to work with other cultures. Because a strong black town in Chicago means Latinos can come to a black town, feel safe, sit down and have soul food, be entertained with our culture, our way of life, and go back to where they live. That makes for a better environment versus the exploitation where we got to point fingers and we got to try to hide the history so that we don't feel bad about what has already happened. So you're not going to be safe if you live in a community where most of the young men are unemployed and they idle, and on top of being unemployed, idle, they listening to music that's hypnotizing them to kill and hate and demean other people. Bad ingredients, y'all. Bad ingredients. So if you're giving your money for people cutting your grass, selling corn, things of that nature in predominantly black neighborhoods, when your black boys are unemployed and being indoctrinated with killer music, that's a recipe for that stray bullet to hit someone you know, and you don't have to wonder why. It's because the money that we had, we gave it to people who took the money and left our neighborhood. And that's increasingly becoming not true, because a lot of our brothers are moving into black neighborhoods, so gentrification is happening. So it's really about who's spending the money with people who care about our way of life, because you got other people moving in who got a different way of life, and so they're literally making the money, building tall fences around they properties, and totally can care less about the way of life of what our community is going through. Hope this helps. No matter if you like what I just said or not, let me tell you my heart. My heart is this: every human being is special. Every human being. Every human being was created and have purpose. As a human member of the human race, I care about anyone. So if any ethnicity come and need help, I'm going to work to help them. What I will not do or allow others to box me into doing is being afraid to call out the exploitation happening strategically in black neighborhoods all over the world, whether it's Egypt and China working together to push blacks out of Egypt, you name it. I will continuously call out those type of exploitations. All right. So please understand my heart. It's nothing personal, but when you got a whole system that is built on keeping the black community exploited and on the bottom, you have to have people not afraid to call that out. And people who don't have the right context know that the private prisons around America is built with black people from inner cities, and is built in rural parts of counties, and unfortunately it's race driven. And if you don't know that, Google it, look it up. But this country was built on the collision of three groups: the Indians, the Africans, and Europeans. Two groups lost. the Europeans won, and we've been dealing with that system ever since. But it is global too, so it's not just how America was established. All around the world, governments should be saying thank you to Africans for their free labor. All right, you guys. Saturday, wanted to give you guys my perspective from a race standpoint. Thanks.